Religious ideas. Religious ideas consists of missionary school, church attendance duty, divine supremacy, devoutness, religious tradition, inquisition, deus vult, and the finisher. What does missionary schools do? It provides you with an extra missionary to use for conversions. How do you use it effectively? You use it effectively to help mass convert land. Either your own lands or those of your subjects. What does church attendance that's hard to say. Church attendance duty do? It reduces the admin cost to manually increase stability. How do you use this effectively? Well, you use it to basically stay at a higher level of stability because you don't mind paying for it because it's not as expensive. It's especially useful for republics, which can otherwise spiral away with very expensive stability costs owing to the cost increase they incur when they have low republican tradition. It helps you purposely run your nation at +2 or +3 stability for the many bonuses that high stability provides, such as extra unrest reduction, extra tax modifier, extra missionary strength, extra corruption reduction, among a number of others. The next idea, divine supremacy. It increases the strength of your missionaries. How do you use it effectively? Well, you use it to convert provinces more quickly. This means you can convert more land quicker. It means that more land will be the right religion, producing less unrest. It means that you'll be spending less money paying for the missionaries because they convert quicker, so they finish doing their job sooner. It's especially useful for helping to convert provinces that you otherwise wouldn't be able to convert, either because they're the wrong culture, or they're an especially hard to convert religion, or they're especially highly developed province that, or some combination of these, that just wouldn't let you convert them to begin with. Furthermore, being able to do quick mass conversions can help for not just keeping your religious unity high and hence your unrest low, because your tolerance of the true faith is going to be higher than tolerance of other religions, but it's possible to use this to harvest religious bonus points. So if you're a Catholic, a Christian Catholic, Roman Catholic, where you get papal points every time you convert a province, if you can convert a higher number of provinces quicker, you can get more of those points more quickly. And those points can in turn be used for other things like minimizing aggressive expansion or extra manpower, extra income, extra legitimacy, all those sorts of things. Next, devoutness. What does it do? It provides you extra tolerance of the true faith, and for all the Christians other than the Orthodox, it sort of gives them extra bonus points of their religious point kind. So for the Roman Catholics, it gives you bonus papal influence. For the Protestants and the Reformed and whatnot, it gives them extra further. It gives them extra further in church power. And for the theological government types, so the Teutonic Order Knights and whatnot, they get extra of their government point type devotion. How do you use it effectively? Well, high religious tolerance of the true faith is basically extra unrest reduction. And it's one of the easiest methods of stacking a very high unrest reduction between the devoutness idea and having the Catholic religious type and some of the events, the religious idea events. You can end up stacking a truly catastrophically big tolerance of the true faith, such that you, even when taking land from someone, as long as it's the correct faith, or as long as you can convert it in a year or so, it will just have so much unrest reduction that you don't need to increase its autonomy when you take it over. And this can help with dealing with rebels. This can help those provinces immediately provide an economic return. The extra papal, or the extra church points of your particular flavour of church points range from strategically or situationally strong to lackluster. For small nations, the +2 papal influence is actually really significant. Like if you're Ulm or something, +2 yearly papal influence is a big deal. But if you're a huge nation like France, where you're likely to be converting large swaths of land at one time, the +2 papal influence would be pretty average, pretty weak. because your conversions and number of cardinals are likely to dominate over that factor. For the other religions, typically I don't find the extra rate of accumulating the points terribly useful, aside for the Reformed faith with the turning off and on their special abilities. Earning a bit more of that is actually somewhat useful, but earning points a bit quicker as a Protestant just doesn't interest me. It doesn't seem strong. Religious tradition, it provides you with extra yearly prestige. How do you use it effectively? Well, you use it for having high prestige and all the bonuses that provides. It provides you with extra combat morale. It provides you with extra improved relations, extra aggressive expansion reduction in terms of it burns off more quickly. It provides you with a whole slew of other benefits to do with mercenaries, and just check the wiki. Prestige provides so many benefits. It is also worth mentioning that keeping high prestige makes upgrading your government rank easier, as getting to the required, as what can happen is you'll get to the required development, either the 300 development mark for upgrading to a kingdom or the 1000 development mark for upgrading to a empire, and you'll go to click the button and you'll realize, shit, I don't have the prestige required to do that, and then you'll be sad. But having this idea helps prevent that from happening because you're much more likely to have higher prestige. Next, the Inquisition. What does it do? It means your existing missionaries convert heretics much more quickly. This allows you for the quicker conversion of provinces that you could already convert, which means you save money when your missionary finishes the job sooner, so you don't have to pay him for as long to do it. It allows you to convert provinces that previously you couldn't, either because it was an especially hard to convert religion, or it's a very high development province, or it's of a culture that you don't accept, or some combination of these. And it also lets you do mass conversions more quickly, which helps keep religious unity high, unrest low. It helps you harvest your bonus points. So if you're a Catholic, if you can convert your heretics more quickly, the Pope's going to start throwing more and more papal points your way, and those points can in turn be used for the other bonuses. And the same for the Protestants and the Reformed. If you can try and make sure that all of your land is the correct religion, you're going to be accumulating your religious power points more quickly, and you can convert those into other kinds of bonuses, economic, military, whatnot. Finally, the Deus Vult idea. You get a CB to take as much land as you want without diplomatic monarch point cost against any neighbouring nation that has a different religion. How do you use this effectively? You use this as an extremely powerful CB early game. Admittedly, in the late game, it's outclassed by imperialism. But that's, possibly 20 techs away. Whereas this, you can access very, very early. If you finish religious as your first idea group, you can start an absolute religiously based conquering spree. You might have trouble coring all that land, but you might also just feed a vassal or two to the brim again and again. So how do you use it effectively? Well, first you need to be adjacent to someone. This is most easily done by either already bordering them, or in the case of if you're a nation with colonial interests, you'll send a colonist next to them. So you plop down a colony next to them, gain access to the CB, start the war. You might even stop the colony then, because you're already at war, and what you really wanted was to be at war and not to have a colony. You then kill them and take all their land. Sounds very much like a colonist, a colonialist. This is an especially viable tactic as a European to expand swiftly and quickly and easily into high-value regions such as Mexico, the Incan region, Africa, and Indonesia without needing to wait to get lots and lots of claims, without needing to wait and spend lots of time with your diplomats developing claims. Instead, you just plop down a colony next to it, go to war, absorb the land, get on with conquering somewhere else. So, next is the finisher. What does the finisher do? It provides you with culture conversion cost reduction. Culture conversion costs a quarter less. This is a relatively lackluster bonus if you're going a highly expansionist blobby play. However, even then it can be situationally useful. It can be useful for converting provinces that you have fully stated, but which are not of your correct culture, so that you ensure that you extract the maximum value from that land. This is especially true of high development provinces and states. So, as a good example, think about the state of Savoy, which straddles the French Savoy border. There are 2 provinces in France and there are 1 province in Savoy. The 2 provinces in France have French culture, and the 1 province in Savoy has Piedmontese. So the cultures in that state straddle the French and Italian groups. If either a French or Italian nation were to own all of the provinces in that state, they would be well off, they would be very likely to be well advised to spend the Diplo to convert the remaining provinces to their culture group so that they can then extract full economic value from the rest of that state. That's how you use it effectively. To summarize, religious ideas provide many modifiers allowing for faster conversion and extra benefits resulting from those conversions, be that increased papal points or their Protestant Reformed equivalents, be that extra unrest reduction in provinces that are of the true faith. These conversion benefits are especially strong in the early game because many of the decisions that unlock increased missionary strength are only unlocked by the mid-game. So until those unlock, religious ideas can sometimes be the only feasible way of increasing your missionary strength enough to convert hard-to-convert provinces. And religious ideas also provides the extremely strong early game CB Deus Vult for an expansionist gameplay style. And these are the ways and means in which to most fully utilize religious ideas to the fullest.